You're listening to Radio Long Island City, recorded at our studios near Hell Gate, 9 kilometers north of the Harbor Hill Moraine. And now, the Observatory. The Observatory, Friday the 3rd of July, 2026. It is 12 days after the summer solstice. It is 81 days before the autumnal equinox. According to the reckoning of the Old Farmer's Almanac, the dog days begin today, and they last until the 11th of August. These are the hottest and sultriest days of the year. This does not correspond to the Greek and Roman dates, which began with the rising of the dog star Sirius in the morning sky in mid-August. In its reckoning, the almanac follows the rhythms of our local climate. In today's episode, Jumping Fish, the earliest narrative painting, MFK Fisher, Aqueduct Racetrack, Tall Ships in the Harbor, and more. Today's forecast: very hot with increasing clouds, isolated showers and thunderstorms after 2 p.m. High near 101 degrees Fahrenheit, 38.3 Celsius. West wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. The National Weather Service's extreme heat warning for Queens County remains in effect all day today and tonight. The sun rises today at 5:29 a.m. Solar noon takes place today at 1 p.m. The sun sets today at 8:31 p.m., civil twilight ends at 9:04 p.m., and nautical twilight ends at 9:46 p.m. The length of daytime today is 43 seconds shorter than yesterday. The moon is in its waning gibbous phase and is 88% full at midday. The moon sets today at 8:48 a.m., and then it rises again at 10:53 p.m. These are the predicted tides today for Horns Hook. In the middle of the night, high tide, 12:59 a.m., 1 meter 55. In the morning, low tide, 7:13 a.m., 3 centimeters. In the afternoon, high tide, 1:33 p.m., 1 meter 43. In the evening, low tide, 7:27 p.m., 24 centimeters. In our shared realm of plants and animals, this time of year, alewives in the Bronx River will begin what they call plopping. Alewives are a type of herring that lives in the ocean but spawns in fresh water. Juvenile alewives, in their spawning grounds, are now about 2 inches long. They leap from the water to catch insects, and as they plop back into the water, it makes a distinct sound. Alewives have been overfished at sea, and many of their traditional spawning rivers have been dammed. They were reintroduced to the Bronx River in 2006 and have established a vital population there. A fish ladder built in 2015 at the 182nd Street Dam has given them new access to upper reaches of the river that had been inaccessible to them for centuries. Commemorations. On this day in 2024, scientists announced they had dated cave paintings in the Indonesian island of Sulawesi to 51,200 years ago. The paintings depict a wild pig surrounded by 3 human-like figures holding what appear to be spears. It may be a hunting scene. It's the earliest dated narrative painting produced by humans. Today we remember MFK Fisher, born this day in 1908. Her full name was Mary Frances Kennedy Fisher Parrish Freed. She is one of the greatest food writers of her time, combining a deep appreciation of the culinary arts with witty reflections and memoir. She wrote 27 books. Consider the Oyster was published in 1941. Then in 1942 she released How to Cook a Wolf. This book was a response to wartime rationing, and on its face is a book of advice in cooking one's best with meager means. But it is also a cri de coeur about living fully in times of want and war. How to Cook a Wolf enjoyed renewed popularity in the counterculture of the 1960s and 70s, when it found a new readership among the Back to Land movement. Her 1943 memoir, The Gastronomical Me, is considered her masterpiece. Remember MFK Fisher today. Today we note with sadness the final closing of Aqueduct Racetrack in Queens. It opened in 1894 in what was then a rural part of the county. From its beginning, it was a popular venue for horse racing, in contrast to the more upper-class tracks at Jerome Park and Morris Park. It was named after an old aqueduct of the Brooklyn Waterworks, now long gone. Aqueduct was the last racetrack within New York City's limits. In our preparations for July 4th, we reflect on the importance of limitations of power in this federal republic. In 1987, Ronald Reagan said this: "The great safeguard of our liberty is the totality of the constitutional system, with no one part getting the upper hand." In recent decades, with the use of presidential executive orders and a Congress continually locked in stalemate, we have seen the constitutional order fall out of balance. The current president's attempts to rule by fiat are the natural outcome of many years of decay in our institutions of government. Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis said in 1937, "The only title in our democracy superior to that of president is the title of citizen." In the World Cup round of 32 today, Australia faces Egypt in Arlington, Texas, Argentina faces Cape Verde in Miami, and Colombia faces Ghana in Kansas City. In celebration of July 4th, a parade of sail will be taking place in the harbor, with naval vessels from all over the world visiting New York City. The main events begin tomorrow, but today the smaller sail-driven vessels will be in the East River from 1 p.m. to 2:30 p.m. in the Tall Ship Class B parade. Brooklyn Bridge Park and South Street Seaport will be ideal spots to watch the ships come up the river. Alternate side of the street parking is suspended today in New York City for the 4th of July holiday. And that is the Observatory, Friday the 3rd of July, 2026.